Why Doechii has suddenly become hated.
After 2024, everyone with a passing interest in music most likely knows of the name Doechii. Emerging from Florida and
Shout out
backed
to
by both
Doechii.
TDE and Capitol Records, this breakout MC of last year accomplished a lot without even formally releasing a debut album due to the project that made her name being classified as a mixtape. Along the way, she won Grammys and landed one of the year's top-selling songs with her viral hit Anxiety, ranking as the 10th best-selling track of the year. Plus, she got support from some major names in the game like Tyler, the Creator.
So happy she exists. We have to keep
Yes.
And even Kendrick Lamar, who literally said that she was the hardest rapper in the game.
Yes.
With all that going on, you'd think that the sky was the limit for Doechii, but it's not that simple. While her first official major studio record is allegedly around the corner, the problem is that she might have already been written off by some of the audience that was supposed to propel her to greatness.
Okay,
As
talk to
after
me.
such a big year and a few controversial moves, she's encountering a whole lot of hate. The question is, will this kill off her momentum just?
No, it will not, because you can't create. I mean, you can't destroy what you didn't create. So no, it shall not. If she doesn't believe it can't kill off her momentum, and Doechii has a FU attitude, so I think she'll be okay.
When it's starting to build? Or will she shut down the doubters and prove that the infamous industry plant label they constantly tag her with?
I mean, like, I like day drinking. I like.
This is why Doechii is suddenly hated.
That's Luista? I feel like he doesn't look like how he sounds, but at the same time he does. Like, he has a very distinct look, but like I wasn't expecting him to look like this. What is he like? I'm not even trying to shout out to all the races, shout out to all countries and ethnicities. I'm not even gonna guess what he is out of respect, but shout out.
But to understand how she's reached this point where many fans and online figures resent her and the success that she's achieved, we need to go back to where it all began. Now,
Florida,
coming up against a lot of animosity is nothing new for Doechii. In fact, as she recalled during an interview with The Breakfast Club, the entire character was created as an armor.
What's that mean?
Doechii?
Yeah.
Okay, I used
That's
to get
alter
bullied a
ego.
lot. I'm gonna rush through it. I used to get bullied a lot, and it was really bad. And so one day I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm gonna die one day, and I want to die being myself, being happy. So forget all of that other stuff. And then I think early on I was branding myself early, and I didn't know it. And I woke up one day and I was like, forget Jayla. I'm Doechii. And then I went to school in a tutu, and I started doing music.
What age?
talk that.
6th grade.
Oh, 6th grade.
Oh,
6th grade.
she started.
I've been Doechii ever since.
Hey, she knew what she was early on. I be trying to tell people. People will be like, they be asking you, be like, oh, yo, you 19? Like, you know what you want to do in life? Yeah. They be like, oh, when I was 19, I was lost. Bro, there's some people that take a little longer, that take 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, to figure out who they are and what they want to be. But some people almost straight up out the womb, they already know what they is, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the world be trying to tell us, nah, you can't be that. But it's like, if you want to be that, be that. It sounds like she knew what she was way before anybody else did. Respect. Big ups to Doechii, man.
From her early years, Doechii always aspired to be something more. And in videos she posted when she was just 16, she made it.
I actually have a video on my main channel talking about the art of letting go and how Doechii, one of her greatest assets to get into success and still today, is letting go of insecurities, old views, and how people's perspectives of her to try to put her in a box, letting go of all these things to transcend into what she is today.
Clear she believed that with enough drive, anyone could manifest the future they dreamed of.
Hi dolls, it's Doechii.
Look at her, man.
Today's video is going to be an encouraging video, and this is going to be 5 reasons why you can do it. I'm not sure why you feel like you can't do something, because you can. Anything's possible.
Talk that, Doechii.
But it freaking is true.
Talk that,
This is one
Doechii.
of the countless videos that chronicle Doechii's early years of developing her persona, all of which contributed to where she's at today. And while many people feel like she emerged from nowhere, considering how much exposure she had in 2024, these windows into her early career prove that this has been a lengthy process.
Yeah.
The end result is the Doechii we see today, an alter ego that lives inside the girl from Florida named Jayla, giving her the confidence and edge to thrive in the world of hip-hop.
My alter ego I would describe as the highest form of myself. Powerful,
Talk that.
confident, fearless,
Talk that.
swamp girl who's just in her bag.
I
and
love
she's
it.
On and in a flow. And
I just like, I don't mean to pause on y'all, but I just love so much to see, especially, I'm black, I'm melanated. I love to see black melanated people like embracing their blackness, embracing their beings in a world that sometimes try to tell you that's not okay, and like not giving a F about it, like standing 10 toes on who you are and what you like is. I just love to see this so much.
I think I'm only not being that when I might have moments where I might allow doubt to come in. I might have moments where I wake up and I don't feel as confident. My alter ego is really me at my best.
But make no mistake, this didn't happen overnight. In fact, she had to go through some pretty hard times before achieving the status that she's obtained today. For a while, she didn't even have a place to live while pursuing her dream. That setback came when she traveled to New York for an audition on the reality show The Voice, only for everything to go completely left.
I got an audition with The Voice. That brought me from Georgia to New York.
Okay.
And I didn't make the audition and I didn't have enough money to go back. So
You
I had
didn't
to
make
stay.
it? Like you didn't get there?
I didn't get it. I didn't make it in The Voice.
Okay, what did you perform?
I think I did an original song. They were looking for songwriters.
Oh, okay.
I did an original song. I didn't make the cut, and I didn't have enough money to come back.
Okay.
So I had to stay in New York.
Where were you staying though? Like with a friend at a hotel?
It was kind of like every night I just had to figure it out. So one night I would stay in Jersey with like my mom's friend who she knew, and then I would like get booked at another show. I got booked the day after I did The Voice.
Okay.
So for that night, like after The Voice, I slept at a McDonald's. I kept meeting
Wow.
people along the way and just basically like homeless.
And while people might claim that she's a pawn for record labels today, winning
That's crazy. Doechii believed in herself so much that she went someplace where she knew she wouldn't have enough money to get back, but also, well, I guess she was expecting The Voice to pay her, but still, it's just the fact that Doechii is a risk taker. Like, she takes the risk. You know, I have a fortune right here, actually, that I got in a fortune cookie. With great risk comes great reward, and like I feel like that encapsulate Doechii so much.
contests like that would have made
Love
that
Doechii, man.
undeniably the case. Along the way, she's faced other stumbling blocks. At one stage, she's even shared the news of her losing her job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got fired today. I don't do. Either way, I'm gonna be straight.
Yet, instead of dwelling, she planned to hit local studios and ask for internships.
I'm just gonna go to a whole bunch of like studios, ask if they have any internships open, and also just like ask questions. Like I don't fucking know. Like this, I have nothing to lose. I literally have nothing to lose. I have no place. I have no job.
Nathaniel, you ain't got nothing to lose
Who cares? I'm just gonna do it.
except
Let's see
yourself,
how that
baby.
goes.
But this departure from a 9-to-5 in retail turned out to be the push she needed to fully devote herself to music. And soon, she found the book on the street.
And I just started this book. Okay, so it's called The Artist's Way. It's by Julia Cameron.
Great book.
And it's a spiritual
I still gotta
path to
finish
higher
mine, but it's good.
creativity. And I know that sounds like a lot of like hoopla, but it's what it says here is that it's a course in discovering and recovering your creative self.
What she discovered was known as The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity, a 1992 self-help book by American author Julia Cameron, a body of work which preaches that the refusal to be creative is self-will and counter to our true nature. Doechii pursued this and began truly grinding in 2019. She started doing coven music sessions, where she dropped new songs and early versions of what would later become her biggest hit. Then came Yucky Blucky Fruitcake from her debut EP, Oh the Places You'll Go, which blew up on TikTok and officially put her on the map. Soon, she signed to TDE in 2021, following a feature on Isaiah Rashad's What You Said, doing so with a whole lot of fanfare from those who had watched her journey. The first female MC to ever grace their roster, Doechii insisted that she understood it was an honor.
Absol.
How does it feel to be you're the first woman rapper on TDE?
Yeah,
How does that feel? I mean, it's a lot of dope ass rappers on TDE.
it is. It's a lot of pressure, but it's good pressure that I put on myself because it's like such a dope legacy. Like it's TDE. They're like, that's hip hop. Like real rap. That's
Word.
hip hop.
Soon, she sprung into action with tracks like
She's so
and Crazy,
persuasive,
leading to her
that
inclusion in the
marijuana.
XXL 2022 freshman class, alongside other upcoming names like Nardo Wick, Sofego, Babyface Ray, Cochise, Big Scar, and more. But what people might not remember is that back when she was an unknown commodity, not everyone was completely sold on her as they are today. In a clip that has been resurfacing as Doechii became a star, Kai Cenat once roasted her on his live stream.
Tried to read me. I'm on chapter D and y'all still on the pretense. How? Back bitch eat.
God damn, bitch, I got 850s on. I ain't gonna lie, she doing her thing right now, but god damn. Shit.
That is
You can
not
obviously
roasting.
tell that Nicki highly like.
Well, how is this roasting? What the fudge? This isn't roasting at all. I don't like how you said bitch, but hey, that's kind of just how he talked.
No,
He didn't roast her though. What the hell?
But she's doing it in her own way. Like her
With
flow
the Halle
is
Berry?
Nicki Minaj, but the way she's delivering it is very, you know. I was on the deep and she came into pretend. With a side, with a side, with a Nicki Minaj, with a tie, 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 no.
But for the most part, the wider world first got acquainted with Doechii on What It Is, Block Boy.
What
a
it
track
is,
featuring Kodak Black,
what's up?
which in hindsight,
Can
many
a
people
black
didn't
boy
realize
get
she
a
was
little
behind,
love?
reflected in comments such as this one that stated, "I've been hearing this song everywhere, never looked it up. Never knew it was Doechii." Shortly after that, things continued in the right direction, with Doechii crowned Rising Star at the Billboard Music Awards in 2023.
Thank you guys so much. I just want to thank my team, TDE, SZA, my dancers. This is a special night for me, because I just want to win something. Like, I just want to win. Thank you guys so much for everything. This is the same award that Nicki Minaj won.
Yes.
Lady Gaga won. Janelle Monáe won.
Talk that.
So this is a huge, huge stamp.
But initially, this didn't ring any alarm bells. After grinding since 2019, a talented artist was rightfully getting the recognition she deserved. And after the Billboard Awards, she actually predicted her future in an interview where she said that she would want to be at her peak in 5 years. Because whether she truly knew it or not, the project that catapulted her into the mainstream was just around the corner. But for all the success it brought, the newfound fame provided the most amount of scrutiny that she'd ever received in her life. The project that changed everything for Doechii in both a positive and negative sense.
I mean,
was
I
Alligator
like
Bites
pills, I
Never
like
Heal,
drink,
a
I like
sprawling,
day drinking and
genre-hopping
stuff.
mixtape
I probably
released on
would.
TDE, which came together like nothing she had ever made before.
And my self-worth set an all-time low.
I felt like it was necessary for me to tell my story in detail, and in many different ways, through many different beats. A record which gave us an in-depth look at Doechii's psyche. It was renowned for its honest lyrics and eclectic production. She even opened up on Denial is a River, where she called out her label for trying to get her to write TikTok songs. She later explained in a Rolling Stone interview that those lines were being real about the tension, trying to balance the music that she wants to make with what the label expects. To her, the whole project was about figuring that out in real time. The first mixtape released by TDE since J-Rock's Black Friday in 2010, the project got a whole lot of critical praise coming out of the gate, but ultimately it underperformed commercially at first, peaking at number 124 with 11,000 records sold.
Oh, it flopped.
And immediately, some people got suspicious when they felt like it wasn't keeping with the level of support they saw for the project online.
Right.
But Doechii's time
People don't know that To Pimp a Butterfly, I guess it didn't necessarily underperform, but it didn't get the raise and praise and recognition, the praise and recognition that it gets today. Nobody saw it as the #1 hip hop like of all time, or one of the most. Nobody saw it as that when it first came out. So that happens actually a lot.
Floating on the edge of the charts was about to end, thanks to a masterclass in marketing. After strategic performances on platforms like Tiny Desk, Genius, and Stephen Colbert elevated her profile and proved that she was a dynamic performer, Doechii also received—
When did so my cousin Tara Nasia, shout out to her, she's a Spellman gal. She actually put me on to Doechii. The first song I think I've heard really by Doechii where like I was consciously aware of her as an artist was Balloon on Tyler the Creator's album Chromacopia, where she featured on it and she freaking killed it. It was like this weird, like, she was yelling and she had like voice changes like Tyler, and she was talking about Swamp, talking about queefs, and like it was just so weird in like a quirky way that I just loved. And like it touched a nerve and feeling in me that a lot of that art just normally doesn't touch, especially not these days. So like from that, as soon as I heard that, I knew I liked Doechii, and like I added that song to my playlist. Then eventually, I still wasn't too much into Doechii. I listened to a couple of songs by her on Spotify, like Persuasive or Block Boy, like What It Is. Oh, what's up? I heard songs like that, and then when she won the Grammy, that's when I fully was like, okay, I keep seeing this girl, let me check her out. And then I heard Alligator Bites Never Heal. Then I started seeing more of her older songs, and like then I found out her journey and how inspiring and how long it took for her to get here, and the things she learned upon the way, and like who she was in a person. I'm just in love with the image of Doechii. I just think it's a beautiful thing, not just for the culture, but just for any artist who wants to feel inspired and wants to a guide in a sense. She's a great person to look at. You know what I mean?
some of the most
Shout out to
valuable
Doechii. I
cosigns
just have to
anyone
keep
could ask
saying that.
for.
Shout out to
To begin
Doechii.
with, Kendrick Lamar declared she was the hardest out on one of his rare IG stories.
Yeah.
Something which she unsurprisingly
Kendrick Lamar
lost her mind over.
very
God.
rarely
You the hardest
posts.
out.
He did.
How did that make you feel?
That was great. It's Kendrick. I was like, goddamn. He didn't say she hard. He said the hardest out.
right? Yeah.
Period.
Has he given you that validation offline too? Like just
We've actually never met in person. I haven't met him in person yet, but he has given me my props publicly, which is incredible.
That's dope.
And the day I meet him, ciao, it's gonna be a really.
And while she was enthused about his support,
She's so
she
black.
told
I
Joe
love
Budden-
it. I love it. She's so black. She's not like certain artists. Sometimes to break into mainstreams, they either like try to make sure artists are lighter skinned, or they try to make the artist, whether that's film, music, sometimes even content creation, they try to make the artist whitewash the black artist. Whenever like, especially a black woman, they try to whitewash them and tone down their blackness to make them more appealable to a mainstream audience. But Doechii doesn't care. She's black, and oh my God, y'all, Doechii is amazing, man. I'm sorry. This is all glazed. Doechii's amazing, man.
She didn't believe like she was actually ready to appear on a track alongside.
It's raining outside,
Like your
y'all.
debut is gonna come at some point. You're kicking ass right now. Just from the sound of your shit.
Look at
Solomon,
the
I
hair.
would expect to
Black.
hear Kendrick, but I
Dark
know that's
skin.
not how things work. Is there an assumption that Kendrick would feature on your debut project because of your style stylistically and because of your close proximity
I'm gonna
and
say
labels?
this. I don't assume anything.
There we
And I
go.
also don't feel entitled to a Kendrick feature, but I would absolutely love that. Like, that's the goal. But I'm gonna be real, I don't think I have the record right now for that
I get you.
opportunity. I think I would have to come a certain way, and I don't think I'm ready for it.
Nah,
I love that.
But she didn't take the same approach when she was provided with a seal of approval from Tyler, the Creator.
I'll
A man
air
she
this
referred
bitch
to
out
herself
like
as
a
super
queef.
fan of. They collabed on Balloon from
Dun,
Tyler's
dun, dun,
Cornucopia,
dun, dun.
with
Yes!
former Odd Future
Yes,
leader
that's a
also
really good
saluting her
song.
on her creativity during his latest encounter with Nardwuar.
And you got Doechii on there. Doechii.
Genius. Love her.
Won a Grammy.
She's an alien.
How'd you discover Doechii?
I came across Doechii. So my YouTube recommended, and it was a Catfish record, or was it a Nissan Altima, whatever. It was like short. And I was
Wake
like, oh,
up,
what is
base
this?
up,
Like,
get the
yeah,
ticks up,
girl,
get the
pretty
ticks
as
up
hell.
for the
Like,
motherfucking
click this,
ticks
and I
up.
clicked it,
Base up,
and I was, like,
nigga
blown
pay
away,
up.
and I just kept going and kept going and kept going. I was like, oh my God. And then I DM'd her like, yeah, I'm gonna need you in a few months or whatever. And then we linked, and like, yeah, she's incredible.
And even though a new star emerging often sparks hostility within that delicate ecosystem of female
She's so authentic. I just said authentic. She's so authentic, man. And like authenticity is like the grounds of, see, anybody can sell a hit record. Not anybody, but you know, a lot of people can sell a hit record. A lot of people can get on camera and talk about the latest Kendrick Lamar or Drake situation or the latest Mr. B situation, but not everybody can get on camera and be who they truly are. Not everybody can get on a mic and tell their authentic, real story. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're embarrassed by it or not. Not everybody can get on Instagram and post a video or a photo that's not picture perfect Instagram still that they don't think is mainstream or Instagram worthy. You know what I'm saying? But Doechii is one of those select few. I'm one of those select few. Tyler, the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. There's some of the select few. Even Drake are some of the select few that can tell an authentic story. Be more than just a song. Be more than just an image. They are an authentic movement, energy. We are authentic beings that just create waves all throughout the world. And I just love whenever I see artists, especially mainstream, being that, man. Shout out to Doechii. I have to keep saying it. Shout out to Doechii.
rap. She even got love from one of the biggest
Sierra,
women of the game too,
Megan.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I see Doechii. I love Doechii. I do want to do a song with Doechii. That is on my list. That's on my album wish list.
With that, Doechii had gone from a prospect for the future to a genuine contender for one of the biggest artists of the year. And immediately, this rang alarm bells for some. With
Okay.
the word industry plant suddenly being brought into the discussion around her name for the first time. But she tried to take it in her stride. Once you got any conspiracies around your career, that's just confirmation that I'm going somewhere.
Facts.
And I'm doing something right. When people aren't familiar with the history of an artist these days, they get suspicious. I'm pretty detached emotionally from it because I understand where it's coming from. As for her fans, they got frustrated by the idea that her rise was inorganic, rather than a case of everything finally clicking. Suddenly, an artist who was revered on the underground was now met with controversy after some felt she ascended to the top a little too
Look at that black afro, boy. She's black, man. She's black. Oh, I'm so proud to be black, man. I'm so proud to be black.
And if she was hoping for that to
one of my greatest flexes of being black outside of myself is there's racist people. There's racist people who have to put aside their racism because of Michael Jackson. Like anytime people like Michael Jackson is the great, he's black. Yes, he's black too, nigga. He's one of ours. All y'all niggas that hate us, he's one of us. The nigga that y'all say is the greatest, he's one of us. Black. Love it.
Down, what was to come was only about to make it a whole
That trophy
lot
looks
worse.
kind of sus, but
As
it
the
looks
news broke
cool.
that she received a Grammy nomination, Doechii was ecstatic, even if she acknowledged that her label mate Schoolboy Q had been snubbed.
Who you know getting nominated off the mixtape? How does it feel right now?
It feels incredible. Honestly, it feels, I'm having sort of a deja vu. I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've received this before, so I feel aligned.
I was so happy for you,
talk
so
that,
disappointed
Doechii.
for my guy Schoolboy Q that Blue Lips wasn't on there. Like, do you think that should have been nominated at some point?
100%. I think that Q definitely, the quality of his project, he deserved that spot as well. And I think that we both have very strong projects.
And as we know by now, she not only got the nod from the Academy, but received the award as well.
Grammy!
For context, Doechii's mixtape became only the second ever to win a Grammy, and she's now the only woman besides Cardi B to win Best Rap Album, beating out legends like Nicki Minaj, J. Cole, Travis Scott, and Snoop Dogg, who've never done it. But for a moment, none of that mattered, with her fans rejoicing over how far she'd come from those old clips of her journey to now.
Wait, no, didn't Lauryn Hill also win Best Rap Album? No, Lauryn Hill. I'm pretty sure Lauryn Hill won Best Rap Album in 1999 or 2000, one of those. But yeah, I think Lauryn Hill won it as well.
Someone who was struggling as an
Let me
artist
check
right
that.
now, it's really refreshing and comforting to see her old videos still up on YouTube. Most artists or labels would have had those videos taken offline, and you don't get to see the years and years of struggle prior to their breakthrough moment. But all of this praise came at a price, as when she followed up the Grammy win by being crowned Billboard Woman of the Year, her detractors
Yeah, it
were
was Lauryn Hill who
convinced
did it
something
first.
was
I knew
going
it.
on. This meant that what was supposed to be a celebratory moment had Doechii using her speech to combat the industry plant allegations.
And I want everybody to hear me clearly when I say that it is not a button, it is our brains. It is not a machine, it is our leadership. It is not a conspiracy, it is our vulnerability. And it is not an agenda, it's God. And while I may be the one front and center who's rapping and singing and performing, I am not doing this alone. There are brilliant, savvy women on my personal and label team standing alongside me.
But not everyone was convinced, and soon...
Yeah, and I can understand that to a degree because, okay, for instance, Doechii was really big still, like relatively compared, like she wasn't an underground artist for like the past 3-4 years. Like it's just she wasn't fully mainstream. People think because you're not mainstream, you're not good, or like you just never was here to begin with. But yeah, Doechii's been around, and if it wasn't for me, my cousin putting me on to Doechii around Christmas a year ago, and like I didn't hear none of her songs, I didn't get acquainted with her, and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, and I wasn't in that sphere of rap, like the Tyler the Creator side, which a lot of diehard hip hop fans normally aren't because they're not in tune with themselves. If you're not in tune with yourself, then you wouldn't be able to like fully jump down with a Doechii or a Tyler the Creator or like these weirder artists like Jaden Smith's. If you're not in tune with yourself, right? Because you can only attract, and you can only you can stay on the frequencies of which you are, right? So you might not be able to be on the frequency of a Doechii. So if it wasn't for me tuning my frequency and, you know, knowing who I was and walking in myself eventually to get on tune with her, I could see how people would say she's an industry plant because she won a Grammy, and a lot of hip hop artists didn't even know who she was, but she won rap albums. So I can see that for sure. But, you know, that's just ignorance and not being in tune with yourself, I believe.
Even high-profile individuals in the game were about to let her know that they weren't buying what she was selling. Most notably, Kanye West.
Shut up, Kanye.
Is how you say her name?
Shut up, Kanye. That's so dumb, too, because Kanye is one of the people you would expect to know who Doechii is because she's weird, she's complex, she's different, she has crazy breakdowns, crazy stories, crazy bars. just like Kanye. She was she definitely was heavily inspired by Kanye. Kanye should be one of the people that should be on her frequency to be aware of people like this. That's crazy. But then again, it's Kanye, so hey. He probably strolling.
Alongside Ye's skepticism, the always controversial Azalea Banks then got involved.
Bro,
Back in
Azalea
the day,
Banks always
these two
saying
actually
something.
seemed to be on good terms, with Doechii even trying to tap Azalea for a remix of Crazy after its release. But once Doechii obtained her global fame, Azalea wasn't having it, claiming that all of the fame she received was part of a larger agenda that had nothing to do with music.
Shut up, Azalea
After a fan
Banks.
asked her to agree that Doechii is one of the hardest rappers out, Azalea went off.
Absolutely not. Let my ass. So she definitely got Def Jam, Poetry Slam, New York and Cafe Music, writing camp shit. It's giving DIE higher. Everybody has convinced themselves she's good because she's dark skinned. If you tell her the truth and admit she's born, you're automatically cursed with her. But she looks horrible in the mouth. His eyebrow pigmentation around her coochie and butt is so crunchy, but she loves showing it. Honestly, all the sympathy, accolades she gets could have gone to Asian dark skin gorgeous. It's like, okay, I didn't want to start off the video like this, and I wanted to wait to get into the meat right here. Pause it, yo. But like, people don't like Doechii because she's dark skinned. This whole video, I've been celebrating blackness, and sometimes in the world, people, especially in a white supremacist society, patriarchal society, they don't like women, let alone a black woman at that, because they don't even like black people that much. So it's like, when somebody's fully black and brands that as them, they hate that. It's harder for them to break in certain spirits sometimes. You know what I mean? If you believe in that frequency, and a lot of people do. I don't anymore, but a lot of people do. So that's the reality they experience, and they're on that frequency of those people who believe that as well in certain positions. So people hate when you're black sometimes, and you embrace that. You walk in that, right? So that's what I believe the Doechii hate is coming from. Because you ever notice, even with Michael Jackson, I said, he's black. That's one of ours. Michael Jackson, they don't ever say Michael Jackson a black artist. Most of the time, they just say Michael Jackson the greatest. Like when somebody's black and they're that good, a lot of the times they purposely transcend their race. So that's not like Shaq, LeBron. They're past being black. You know what I mean? They're not black anymore. They're past that. Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson everybody loved the most, peak Michael Jackson. He just so happened to be light-skinned, almost white, like pretty much white looking, right? That no afro, Jerry curls, wigs, like that's how they do it a lot of the time. So I can see why as soon as Doechii does something that people don't like, and she's going to do what she wants because she's Doechii, it's easy for people to start throwing hate her way, man. I don't give a fuck, though. I don't care.
Everybody has convinced that she triumphed where Banks had fallen down.
Speaking of, shout out to Luista, because I have not got hit with a single ad yet. I'm probably about to get hit with an ad now because I said that. But he doesn't have a bunch of ads in this video. Shout out. And this is a really good video. Your brain is fried from meds. You're damn near immobile from shots. Don't hurt yourself. You gossip about black artists to stay relevant and sad. You definitely are an issue. Just not. You definitely are an issue. Just not the icons. You one post away from the psych ward. Stop it. Your diagnosis is wasted talent. I bowed down. I kissed the ring, but bitch, I'm me. Hate to do you like this, but you not finna bully me out my lane. I've done in 2 years a sign of which you couldn't do in an entire career. Oh, Doechii be killing, man. Look at Doechii, man.
Within her rights to defend herself.
That's facts though. None of y'all I don't even know who Azalea Banks is. I always thought Azalea Banks was like a talk show host. Come to find out, she's an artist that just never took off. So that's true.
There were other incidents and controversies which helped to warp the public opinion of her in some fans' eyes, which also could have been entirely avoidable. For one, there was this comment about straight men during an episode of Truth or Dab, which had the internet in an uproar.
What's my biggest dating red flag? This is a huge red flag. All right. It's so crazy. I was gonna say men.
Listen, as a straight male myself, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't see why people are so mad about this. Like, I get people saying you're influenced, and like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of everybody going, you're influenced. You're telling people there's little girls that are gonna listen to you and say straight men are red. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. Don't she have straight men that work with her, bro? Like, you think. First of all, if that's her red flag, I think it was a troll. It was a shot at straight men. Like, Doechii knows who she's talking about, right? Doechii is not talking to the straight man who goes to work, who has a loving wife or a loving girlfriend. Doechii's not talking to the 16-year-old guy who's a decent young man who doesn't cheat on women. She's talking about the straight men that cheats on women. She's talking about the straight men like her ex she was talking about in the song. She's not talking about all straight men, but it's like straight men just have their panties in their ass, bro, and just like wanna. It's like niggas get people just on the internet want something to complain about, and this was just more ammo for them to complain about and give another reason. This was just an excuse for them to spit hate at a woman. I'm gonna be honest. That's what it is. People be waiting for a reason to spit hate at a person or a thing. So the moment you make them feel a certain type, I used to do it all the time. The moment somebody made me feel a certain type of way, that's when I'll let everything go. Cause it's like, I just needed a reason to like be hateful. You know what I mean? And people just looking for a reason to be hateful. And this was a reason. But yeah, I don't see what people are so mad about. Like,
You're mad. Yeah. You're heterosexual. Yeah.
They're obviously trolling. What the fuck?
Over what
They're
was likely a
trolling.
playful jibe. However, others suggested that based on footage of her with men from the past, it was her own decision making that questionable. But noted Doechii supporter Joe Budden claims that the issue he had with the situation ultimately came down to it being a poor business move. Because whether Doechii likes it or not, men are
Look at that afro.
still a powerful demographic in hip hop, and thus it was a
Nobody that likes Doechii's music is gonna let that get in the way of them listening to her music. That doesn't even make sense, bro.
Presented also. They can.
Yeah, no. Her main audience is queer. Most of Doechii's audience, if I had to guess, like a good chunk is queer, woman, non-binary. People that would honestly probably go, men are a red flag too, or probably, you know what I'm saying, find comfort in a woman, or people of non-binaries and stuff like that over men. More than likely. So I don't even think that's an J. Cole apologized and everybody said he was trash. He fell off. I went to Dreamville Festival a couple months later. He had 100,000 people there live to see him that paid 300 plus on tickets. So the internet hate is only on the internet more times than not.
Off on her team for not assisting her getting ready in the way that she saw fit.
Right.
Immediately.
What the fuck? She's okay. First off, Doechii is a fuck the woman. Fuck that she's like Doechii is a human. She's a human. Jalea, I hope I said her name right, is a human. First of all, look at the headline. Doechii snapping at staff after paparazzi caught a glimpse of her outfit. What is the people surrounding this right now? What is their one job besides helping Doechii get ready? Not let the people see her outfit. Keep her hidden until it's time for her to go out. That's their fucking job. And if they didn't do their job, if your job is to collect carts at a fucking, if your job is to collect carts at a fucking grocery store and you're horsing around, or you can't do your one job, which is to collect carts at a grocery store, what is your manager going to do? He might yell at you. She or she might yell at you. They might give you weirdo energy. They might fire you. They might tell you to go home. They might microaggressions, transgressions, aggressions, whatever. This is a normal human reaction. Not to mention, this is the Met Gala. I know exactly what this event. This is the Met Gala, one of the most attended events that literally celebrities pay to be at. She paid to be here, if not invited. Regardless, though, this is one of the most important events, and her team wasn't doing, her assistants, whatever, wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. What do you expect to just have this is Doechii. Doechii is rah. Whenever she's in that mode, she's in that mode. What the fuck is people what the fuck is people's Again, people just want a reason to complain, and they need a reason to spit hate at people, but sometimes they don't want to just be straight up hateful because people are gonna call them out for being straight hateful. So they wait for a situation like this so they can start spitting hate. And again, we can't forget she is a black woman. People don't like black people, and they don't like black women at that. They don't like people being openly black on white spaces. So this is where you get a situation like this.
Excusing this just because she was stressed.
News workers are probably stressed as fuck. They didn't do their job, dickhead.
Are failing to.
A blue check does not make an account valid or credible, by the way.
Notice that the workers are also probably stressed as fuck. Doing all that.
Okay.
flattering light to even those who support her, Doechii tried to downplay the whole thing. However, she notably never apologized.
Cause there's nothing, that's why I fuck with Doechii. You don't apologize for something that you don't feel you were wrong for. You don't apologize for choosing yourself, and you don't apologize for having standards, expectations, boundaries, and if people walk over those boundaries, if people don't meet those standards, those expectations, you saying fuck them, or you not bowing down to how they feel you should act or treat. You don't ever apologize for shit like that unless you genuinely feel like you were wrong. But if you don't feel like you were wrong, you don't apologize. I'm so proud of my glam team and the LV team for an incredible night. That's the same team that she yelled at. She said she's still proud of them. She appreciates them. We've been dreaming for this for a long time, and this is the theme this year and such alignment for who I am and what I am. It's nothing but God. Everyone killed it. We nailed it. Yes. Shout out. I fuck with you. Like, I just love Doechii. She's unapologetically herself. Unapologetically herself. Doesn't get no realer than this. Being real and unapologetically yourself doesn't just mean you're always at peace and you're a monk. No, sometimes you have emotions. Sometimes you yell. Sometimes you get angry. Sometimes you say mean things. We all do. The people commenting, how are you any better than her? How? You probably yell at your fucking mom who takes care of you. You disrespect your mom who takes care of you. You know what I mean? But that the people she pays, you suck a dick, man. Y'all suck some balls.
And for a lot of people, this attempt to make light of it only worsened things. As if this wasn't already enough to...
Yeah, that's the bullshit. Doechii's so pretty, but that's bullshit, man. Who gives a fuck?
When I was in the 6th grade, I knew this girl who was a huge Nicki Minaj fan. And at this time, I was really Christian, and I believed that Nicki Minaj was a part of the Illuminati. I was really against her, but she put me on to Nicki Minaj, and I was immediately hooked and wanted to start a group. I wanted to rap, so I wrote my first song, and we did it at a talent show, and we won.
In truth, some fans believed that she was using those influences to define her own wave, but others weren't exactly sold. Inspiration versus copying.
Y'all have never seen, and to go back on this too, y'all have never seen the clips of Michael Jackson being a little bit, people would consider rude or a little bit catty, having a little attitude or a little yelling at people because they're not doing the thing he wants right, and he's not saying please, or like he's saying, no, this is how we're gonna do the song. You're coming in wrong. Come in right here. If not, like, you get the fuck out. Like, y'all never seen those clips of Michael Jackson being very like, it's called being very pristine and very intentful about what you want, voicing what you want and voicing what you don't want. Even if that comes with a little attitude or a little bit of divaness, who gives a fuck? Beyonce does it all the time as well. It's her art, man.
On every song is not the same thing. You're absolutely right. Doechii said that Nicki Minaj is the reason where she started rapping, but there's a big difference between inspiration and imitation.
They're just talking out their ass.
Oh yeah, she an industry planner.
This broke nigga, like this guy. Who is this guy? Low tier guy, broke ass nigga, bro. Fuck this guy. They just hate black women. They just hate black women. They hate black women and they just hate women. That's what this is. They hate women, black women, or they're just looking for somebody to complain about, something to talk about, to cope with not having their own lives. That's what the 3 reasons that this comes down to, the Doechii hate.
As of late. For one thing, it wasn't good for the optics surrounding industry plan.
And that's another thing I don't like, bro. I know I'm ranting a lot right now, but fuck that. Y'all gonna hear. Y'all gonna listen to this shit. I hate all the black men that get online and side with all these other races and people's attacks against black women. We, as black men and black women, went through slavery together. One of the most atrocious events ever, and never got reprimanded for it, right? Never got reparations for it. I think I said reprimanded. I don't think that's the right word, but we never got reparations for it. We went through that together. They dehumanized the both of us, and we both were just thrown back into the world, expected to figure it out, which, I figured it out. But not everybody has that luxury. And there's a lot of ignorance of people that don't understand that because they've never been through that struggle. When black men as well, get in these spheres, they're held to a standard that they never were meant to meet. They're expected to act in ways that aren't in their nature, not in our race, not in our blackness. And you have black men that side with the white men and the white people and all the other race people that dehumanize and tear them fucking down. We're supposed to protect the black women. We're supposed to protect each other. We all we fucking got. And like, y'all just let people shit on these type of people because she said one thing like, I don't like black women. Y'all listen to rappers and y'all call women fine shit and bitches all the fucking time hoes. Y'all say women ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. That's the rap. You know, that's rap. So, but as soon as a woman does it, like, it's a like, yo, man, y'all cheese me, bro. Y'all take me out with the pick and choose and the dope. Like, y'all just cheese me with this shit, man. Y'all can miss me with this shit too, because it's like, yo, the fuck, man. We like, if we don't protect them, who's gonna protect them, bro? We all we got. And this is what y'all do. Y'all try to, when somebody breaks through, when somebody gets it, get it in, y'all try to discredit them. Y'all try to get them up out of there. It's no different than Bronny getting in the NBA. Finally, we can get some niggas that didn't have to fucking eat off the stove, nigga, heat water up in the stove and share bath water and shit. Finally, a nigga who can get put in a position and make it a lot easier and make our culture look better. And y'all hating on Bronny. Yo, the fuck? The fuck is this? I'm not even finished this video because it's just, I love Doechii. I love what she's doing. She's a staple of authenticity. One of the best creatives of all time. She is in my top 3 list of creators. There's Michael Jackson, Doechii, and I'll probably go, I can't think of the third one right now. But yeah, she's in my top 3 creatives. I love Doechii so much. Top 5 artists of all time as well. Amazing artists. But yeah, man, this is the video. I know this is a longer video, but yeah, shout out to Doechii, man. Love you, Doechii. We got to collab one day. I don't know if it's on a song because I want to make music eventually. Maybe be on a video, maybe on a podcast. I don't know what it is, Doechii, but we're going to collab. You know what I'm saying? But I love you, Doechii. And this is a future message for Doechii. Yeah. Watch this video just so you know I've been with you since day one. I ain't never switched up with my dog, nigga. But yeah, I'm Alex the Virgo. Go check out my main channel, Alex the Virgo Love. I appreciate y'all.